has to scale, featuring Andy Swan, the GOAT. This is Art in 5D. I'm Otis 5D.
Art in 5D with Otis 5D. Taste the rainbow.
All right, so this is a simple one. Andy Swan started 2025 with this banger. 2025 take, not every business has to, quote, scale. Try enjoying yourself via multiple pursuits. Da Vinci era. I love how he misspelled Da Vinci. That's the pièce de résistance of this banger, is the misspelling of Da Vinci. It's just so goated. All right, so what do I even fucking want to say about this? Yeah, bro. I mean, look at what scales, bro. Jeffrey Epstein fucking scales. Puff Daddy fucking scales. Like sick shit scales. Balenciaga's pedophile ad campaigns scale. I mean, look what scaling did to Kanye, It like fucking drove him crazy. And, I don't mean that as a slight at all. I mean, I'm sure he's totally doing his thing now, but I mean, there's an overratedness, to it. You see in the saga of Dame Dash and Jay-Z, where Dame has many quirks, to say the least, and but he always, to his immense credit, Dame always talks about that having to be around these fucking lames, right? Because when you do shit that scales, bro, you get cornballs out the ass. There's just fucking cornball, fucking nerd-ass losers, like, everywhere. And when you just kind of do your thing and you can comparatively, like, choose your customers, so to speak, and, like, interact in the way you want to by being good, right? I feel like I think that's the other thing. Things that don't scale, there's to some extent an incentive to be very, very good, because if you're going to do something small and you have limited, head count, you have limited capacity, you have to like make the most of everything. You can't sell everything for $2, right? And so that incentivizes craftsmanship. And, I think that the thumbnail for this will be some kind of like a samurai sword craftsman, right? Because that's the kind of thing that I think of when you do things that don't scale. The idea of making like the best swords ever. And I just love the idea of having a few passions that are, I almost think, I swear to God, man, I almost think that's like, this is the destiny of humanity. The destiny of humanity, as I see it, is potentially to just like everybody, I don't want to say everybody, but, kind of go with me. I speak in hyperbole by nature. And it's like everybody's just got like a few things, and they're just obsessed with those things. And that's where I feel like Ted Kaczynski went wrong. Ted Kaczynski was like, the AI is going to take over and blah, 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 blah. And we're right in the fucking middle of it. Uncle Ted knew. He was fucking right. But he said it's just going to turn us into like pets, like in a petting zoo. And the meaning of being human is going to be lost. I think on the other side of that, Terence McKenna would always talk about like humans were not made to toil in the mud. And, and then you get Owen Benjamin, and it's like there's a deep wisdom and virtue in toiling in the mud. So I know I'm like mixing all these metaphors and so on. But I think that as technology enables more and more of Wall-E World, like the Pixar movie, if you don't choose that, your alternative to some extent is to truly follow your bliss. Like Joseph Campbell, like that was the whole thing, right? He studied the myths of like hundreds or even thousands of cultures, and what he came away with was like follow your bliss, because that in the pursuit of your passion, your soul journey unfolds. Like everything you need to learn and grow and experience is part of that path. And I think that's the part that Ted Kaczynski missed. It's like he had to have been either some kind of like atheist materialist. He may not have been, or somebody that just didn't believe at all in like a fundamental benevolence to existence. And I just think he's wrong. And I think that there is a fundamental benevolence, and in that, like, where we're headed is not to outer Mars as much as it is to inner Mars. And I know that's so cliche, and like, you know, fucking Dean Radin or something, like so many people have talked about this. I'm not claiming any kind of like special insight, but nevertheless, I think that it's true. And I do think that there's a real fucking sickness. There's a fucking sick, disgusting, evil, satanic sickness that has infested the land, where Elon is effectively like fucking Ted Kaczynski. If we don't get to Mars, bro, it's like do another fucking line, bro. Give me another bump, because if we don't get to fucking Mars, bro, it's all over, bro. Oh, like, you know, it's like a fucking junkie withdrawing at some level, energetically, right? And dude, I fuck with you. Like everybody fucks with Elon. It's like the Sam Hyde video. Like, dude, we all love you. We get it. We love you, bro. But and all this stuff like David Sachs and Chamath and Vivek, it's like, and Balaji, it's all just like more people, more. The network state has to be bigger, has to be the biggest. Wah, wah. And like, I get it. I'm straw manning all of these people to some extent, but it's the same thing where it's like, America's just an idea. It's just an idea, bro. Just get a fucking meritocracy. And I kind of like believed all this stuff to some extent. And this has been very eye-opening to me. Not just this, but like all of this immigration debate, because it's like, dude, what are we fucking doing? You know, as Sam Hyde said, it's like, if importing all these Indians makes the fucking GDP go up and they create all these jobs, but it turns the country into fucking Delhi, and there's fucking shit in the streets and whatever, and, you know, women getting their pants pulled down on the train, it's like, dude, that's an L. That's a fucking L. That's not a fucking dub. You know, and as Steve Bannon pointed out, like, I didn't really get this. I feel like I'm revealing that I'm like not that smart, but like, I didn't really get the fact that if you lower the wages, then the multiples of like price to earnings, so to speak, go up, and the stock market rewards you with the higher stock price. And so like Elon and Vivek and David Sachs, they all get fucking rich off this. And like, because they, you know, they're equity holders in all of these companies. And I didn't really get how selfishly incentivized they are to do this. And it's like, as Charlie Munger says, show me the incentives and I'll show you like what the fuck is going on. So anyway, to go back to Mr. Swan, I know fucking Andy Swan from back in the AVC days, from the Fred Wilson days, before Fred Wilson fucking nuked everything because of Swan and JLM and co. So, you know, I was around heavy on all that, so I know all that shit heavy. That's like deep lore if you don't know it. What's up, Albert Vanger? And there's a beauty in this. You know, E.F. Schumacher's book, his economics book, Small is Beautiful. Like there really is a beauty in not. That's what I was saying. It's like we all got addicted to this. The whole thing shifted from being like a rock star and a movie star to like a tech CEO, Brian Chesky, Aaron Levy. Bleh. Like, first of all, fuck these people. Second of all, it's like you're a loser if you just pursue kind of like otaku style, like you just pursue your pursuits. But I remember being a YouTuber before it was like the number one thing that everyone wanted to be, and I was just like, I don't know, this seems like obviously the best thing. And so to me, this is the next wave. The next wave is like, fuck all this shit. It's like Emma Chamberlain and Billie Eilish, they fucking just go back to whatever and they just put their shit out on SoundCloud, or Emma Chamberlain just makes her YouTube videos, and it's like all this thing of like Chamberlain coffee is going to compete with Starbucks. I'm not saying she even thinks like it, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you can just have a little thing and it's fucking dope, because that was, I have this whole theory about like, don't sail past perfection. I feel like you see it. I see it with like Daft Punk. I see it with Kanye, with Jay-Z, with all these people that like they hit something and it was so fucking good. And if they could have just stayed there, it would have been like amazing, but it wasn't enough for them. And I obviously am a total nobody, and it would be the height of audacity for me to like judge these people. With that said, I do think that there's at least a potential lesson there, that like if you can find this sweet spot. You know who I think is actually pretty good at this? I haven't paid attention to this person in a long time, but is like Jack Johnson. I may be totally full of shit, but like I feel like he found a thing, and he's big, he's whatever, but he's like, John Mayer is another one. Like, you find something and you just do it. You just hold it, and it's like, this is my shit. And you see John Mayer is like the fucking goated ass guitar player now, and you wouldn't necessarily associate that with like mega superstar, but it's like that wasn't the point. The point was to enjoy yourself via multiple pursuits, Da Vinci era, to like just fucking get good for the sake of getting good. And I think that the community that I want to foster and cultivate and be a part of is the community that is like dedicated to things to get good for the sake of getting good, because getting good is fucking awesome. It's the infinite game, and that's again where Ted Kaczynski was wrong. Ted Kaczynski, bro, that's my fucking testimony. It's like the testimony meme. Ted Kaczynski was wrong, because it's infinite. You don't need to fucking it will sustain you no matter what, no matter how many robots, no matter how much fucking AI, no matter how much UBI. Like, it's eternal. Eternity doesn't change just because technology changes. It is the unchanging. The unchanging is definitionally unchanging. So go fuck yourself. Peace.
Otis5D.xyz.
Go fuck yourself.